Julius Ogamba currently serves as Kenya's Cabinet Secretary for Education, a role in which his leadership has faced intense scrutiny. One of the most defining tests of his tenure followed the Hillside Endarasha Academy dormitory fire in September 2024, a tragedy that resulted in the deaths of 21 pupils. In the aftermath, several human rights groups, among them the Kenya Human Rights Commission, publicly demanded his resignation, accusing him of incompetence. The pressure escalated further by November 2025, when impeachment petitions were lodged in courts seeking his removal from office. These petitions cited gross incompetence, particularly in relation to prolonged university lecturer strikes that left an estimated 300,000 students unable to continue their studies. Ogamba has also faced resistance over the implementation of the competency-based curriculum, or CBC, under the 26333 education structure. Critics highlighted serious infrastructure gaps, notably the shortage of grade 9 classrooms and science laboratories, which they argued undermined the reform process. The Kenya National Union of Teachers, NUT, initially objected to his appointment, contending that his background in law did not provide the pedagogical expertise required to steer such far-reaching curriculum changes. Further compounding the challenges of his tenure, the Ministry of Education has been entangled in examination malpractice controversies, especially during the 2024-2025 KCSE examinations. During this period, thousands of candidates' results were either withheld or nullified after authorities uncovered irregularities linked to organized and coordinated cheating schemes. Against this backdrop of reforms, controversies, and public debate, the question remains, who is Julius Ogamba? This is his story. Julius Ogamba, born in 1967, is a Kenyan legal practitioner and public servant who rose from a humble background to become the Cabinet Secretary for Education in Kenya. With over 3 decades of legal experience, Ogamba has built a career that spans private legal practice, corporate governance, and national leadership. Before joining the cabinet, he served as the chairperson of the board of directors at the Kenya Electricity Generating Company, KenGen, a role that placed him at the center of Kenya's energy sector governance. Ogamba was born and raised in Kisii County, specifically in Monyorero Ward, Kititu Chache North constituency. He grew up in a large polygamous family, an upbringing that shaped his worldview from an early age. He is one of over 30 siblings, a reality that reflects both the challenges and warmth of his childhood. Despite limited material resources, Ogamba has often described his early life as loving and grounded, marked by strong family bonds and deep roots within the Kisii community. While the names of his parents are not widely documented in public records, his family is recognized for its long-standing presence and influence in the region. His educational journey began in local schools. Ogamba started his primary education at Kinoro Primary School, where he studied until Standard 4. He later transferred to Homa Bay Primary School, where he completed his Certificate of Primary Education (CPE) examinations. For secondary education, he attended Kabarak High School, where he completed both his O-level and A-level studies, graduating in 1987. Driven by an interest in law and public affairs, Ogamba enrolled at the University of Nairobi, where he earned a Bachelor of Laws degree in 1991. He subsequently obtained a postgraduate diploma in law from the Kenya School of Law, qualifying him for admission to the Kenyan bar. In 1996, he further expanded his legal training by earning a diploma in law from the Institute of Advanced Legal Studies at the University of London in Scotland. His academic journey culminated with a Master of Laws degree from the University of Dundee in Scotland, where he specialized in petroleum taxation and finance. Professionally, Ogamba is an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, a certified public secretary, a commissioner of oaths, and a notary public. He is also a member of the Law Society of Kenya, LSK. His legal career spans more than 30 years and has largely focused on corporate law, serving clients in the banking, manufacturing, oil and gas, and real estate sectors. Early in his career, before fully settling into legal practice, Ogamba briefly worked as an untrained teacher at Buruburu High School, an experience that exposed him to Kenya's education system long before he would later oversee it at the national level. Over the years, he also undertook specialized training in board leadership, corporate governance, and political leadership development, which prepared him for senior leadership roles. Ogamba is the senior partner at Migos Ogamba and Waudo Advocates, a law firm he co-founded and through which he built much of his professional reputation and financial success. His transition into corporate governance saw him appointed as chairperson of KenGen, a position he held from March 2023 to August 2024, overseeing one of Kenya's most strategic state-owned enterprises. His political journey has included several electoral bids. In 2017, he contested the Kitutu Chache North parliamentary seat on an Orange Democratic Movement ticket. Later, in 2022, he ran as the deputy gubernatorial candidate, running mate, to Ezekiel Machogu in the Kisii County gubernatorial race under the United Democratic Alliance, UDA. On August 8, 2024, President William Ruto appointed Julius Migos Ogamba as Cabinet Secretary for Education, marking his formal entry into the highest level of public service. In this role, he became responsible for overseeing Kenya's education sector, including the implementation of the Competency-Based Curriculum, or CBC, and the rollout of a new student-centered university funding model. Ogamba's tenure as Education CS has been marked by both ambitious reforms and intense public scrutiny. One of the most controversial initiatives under his leadership has been the student-centered funding model, which replaced the differentiated unit cost system in universities. The model faced legal challenges, with the High Court declaring it unconstitutional due to lack of public participation. Although the Court of Appeal later reinstated it pending final determination, the model remained deeply contentious. In 2024, nearly 50,000 first-year university students were unable to pay tuition due to funding-band classification issues, prompting parliamentary outrage and demands for reform. Student protests loomed in September 2024, narrowly avoided after the government pledged to form review committees. He has also faced criticism over delayed school capitation funds, with lawmakers raising concerns about funds allegedly being allocated to non-existent ghost schools while legitimate institutions struggled. In 2025, it emerged that actual secondary school capitation had fallen to Kenya shillings 16,900 per learner, far below the mandated Kenya shillings 22,244, with reports of some schools receiving as little as Kenya shillings 87 for an entire term. Ogamba's leadership was further tested following the Hillside Endarasha Academy dormitory fire in September 2024, which claimed the lives of 21 pupils. Human rights organizations, including the Kenya Human Rights Commission, called for his resignation, citing incompetence. By November 2025, impeachment petitions were filed in court seeking his removal, accusing him of gross incompetence, particularly during prolonged university lecturers' strikes that left approximately 300,000 students stranded. The rollout of the CBC under the 263333 system also attracted backlash. Critics pointed to infrastructure shortages, including a lack of grade 9 classrooms and laboratories. The Kenya National Union of Teachers, or KNUT, initially opposed his appointment, arguing that his legal background lacked the pedagogical foundation necessary for such complex reforms. Additionally, his ministry has grappled with exam malpractice scandals, particularly during the 2024-2025 KCSE examinations, where thousands of results were withheld or canceled due to irregularities involving coordinated cheating networks. Ogamba has also issued repeated warnings against illegal school levies, threatening disciplinary action against principals who defy government directives. On a personal level, Julius Ogamba maintains a private family life. He is married and a father of adult children, though public records do not widely disclose the names of his spouse or children. His upbringing in a large polygamous family remains a defining part of his personal narrative. During his parliamentary vetting in August 2024, Ogamba declared a net worth of Kenya shillings 790 million. He attributed his wealth primarily to real estate holdings, which form the largest portion of his assets. His portfolio also includes agricultural investments such as a tea farm, commercial timber, and farm equipment, income from his legal practice, and personal motor vehicles. While he outlined the categories of his assets, he did not disclose specific locations or individual property values. As of 2025, Julius Ogamba stands as one of Kenya's most scrutinized cabinet secretaries, an accomplished lawyer and corporate leader whose tenure in the education sector has been defined by bold reforms, public controversy, and intense national debate.